Imagine you're gearing up for your go-to workout, maybe a steady gym session, hit bursts, or that brisk walk. Belly rumbling after hours of intermittent fasting, whether it's a quick 4-hour skip or a deep 16-hour dive. Your body's like a finicky sports car switching fuels mid-race, stuttering at first, heart racing, adrenaline kicks in. Johns Hopkins notes the metabolic switch ignites around 8 to 12 hours, ramping ketones and fat torching. In those opening 0 to 10 minutes, you feel airy but unsteady, low insulin sparking lipolysis, yanking power from fat reserves over comfy carbs. But skimp on water or overdo intensity, cortisol spikes, courting muscle nibble, or epic bonk. Will this powerhouse pair redefine your fat loss or derail your progress? Tune in now or regret missing the edge. You've got that finicky sports car body, switching fuels during intermittent fasting workouts. Sounds epic for torching fat, right? But ignore the silent buildup. Low glycogen creeping in those early hours, per NIH studies. And it hits. Metabolic stress. Elevated cortisol quietly nibbling muscle. You know the symptoms, that sneaky fatigue, the mid-session wobble turning into a full bonk. Scary? Absolutely. Yet ditch the bad habits like skipping hydration or overpushing, and short-term wins flood in. Sharper insulin sensitivity, melting blubber in days, boosted energy in weeks. Hope's here with simple tweaks. Stick around as we break it down step by step, from minute 1 to months out. Ready to rev up safely? All right, let's dive right into the meat of this. Your body's wild ride when you mix intermittent fasting with exercise. We're framing it like a 60-minute workout, breaking it down minute by minute, because that's when the real magic or mayhem happens. Remember that finicky sports car analogy? Your body's switching fuels mid-race, from easy carbs to stubborn fat, and it can stutter or zoom depending on how long you've fasted and how adapted you are. We'll hit the science, the feels, the wins, and why ditching bad habits like ignoring hydration or pushing without prep could be your game changer. Trust me, once you nail this, you'll feel like a tuned-up Ferrari. The first 0 to 10 minutes, the warm-up where your body wakes up and flips the energy switch. Here's the deal. Your heart rate climbs, adrenaline and noradrenaline flood in like pit crew signals, cranking your system into burn mode. Normally, it's all glycogen from muscles and blood sugar for quick starts, but fasting changes the game. If you've eaten 0 to 4 hours ago, insulin's still high, kinda clogging the fat burn pipe, so you rocket off feeling bok and ready. Fasted 4 to 12 hours? Insulin drops, lipolysis kicks off, that's fat cells releasing their goods, and you glide in light and steady, with yesterday's glycogen as backup. Deeper into 12 to 16 plus hours? You're edging into ketone territory where your liver turns fat into brain fuel, per Johns Hopkins' metabolic switch around 8 to 12 hours. But that sports car might sputter those initial 3 to 5 minutes if you rev too hard. Real talk. Early on, like days 0 to 2, you might feel loopy or your heart racing extra from the fuel flip and skimpy electrolytes. Think Cleveland Clinic's warnings on listening to your body. But push through to 2 to 7 days. And it smooths. By 2 to 7 weeks, a study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows better lipid use and insulin sensitivity in overweight guys, making starts snappier. Short-term perk. Quicker fat tap-in means less bloat mid-workout. Long-term, sustained metabolic flexibility that keeps weight off and energy steady. The value here? Warm up slow if deep fasted. It's your ticket to avoiding that early stall and unlocking effortless entries. If you've ever felt that initial sputter, comment minute 5 below to share your story. Minutes 10 to 25, where you settle into rhythm and the fat burn debt really pays off at moderate intensity. Mechanically, once breathing steadies in zone 2 or 3, your body mixes carbs and fat like a balanced cocktail. Fasting amps the fat side. Low insulin means more lipolysis, pulling from stores efficiently. Eaten recently? More carb burn for solid pacing. 4 to 12 hours fasted? Fat oxidation edges up, but glycogen holds your form. Deep fast, the fat valves cranked wide but nudge intensity and you'll crave carbs quick. You know that airy steadiness turning into a subtle drag if you overdo? That's it. Meta-analyses on aerobic fasted versus fed workouts confirm higher fat burn without superpowers. In those first 2 to 7 days, this stretch adapts fastest. Your sports car learns to cruise on fat without hiccups. By 2 to 7 weeks, systematic reviews link IF plus exercise to better body fat metrics. Short term, accelerated blubber melt in steady states. Long haul, improved cardiometabolic markers like lower triglycerides. Takeaway: stick moderate here. It's where ditching overambitious paces turns your session into a fat furnace win, convincing you to swap bad habits for smart zoning. Comment minute 10 if you've hit that subtle drag and powered through. Midway at 25 to 40 minutes, deciding between peak performance or max fat torch. Keep it chill and fat ratio climbs, especially fasted. Your body's honed for efficiency. Ramp up? Carbs dominate for power bursts. Recent meal? Buffer lets you tempo without fade. 4 to 12 hours? Steady's fine, but lactate threshold pushes chew glycogen fast. 12 to 16 plus? Ghrelin might nag with hunger, or your mind's sharp but legs lag from carb drought. Science on pre-diabetics flags blood sugar swings, post-push. Feels like cruising then suddenly hitting a pothole. That unexpected dip. Early 0 to 2 days? Bonk city here if unadapted. But 2 to 7 days in, pace tweaks and electrolytes, Cleveland Clinic's big tip, cut the slumps. Weeks later, RCTs show this as prime volume building for metabolic health in overweight women. Short term, better insulin sensitivity sharpening focus. Long term, visceral fat drops per narrative reviews. The gold: prioritize hydration over heroics. It's the simple shift that builds resolve, turning potential crashes into confident strides. If that midway pothole has tripped you up, drop a minute 30 in the comments. 40 to 60 minutes, the endgame where glycogen dips and stress hormones rise, risking a bonk if you misstep. Moderate pace? Fat burn holds, intensity spikes. Carb demands soar, leaving you flat. Eaten close? Glucose pad extends your run. 4 to 12 fasted? Cardio's okay, but sweat and heat amp dehydration more than energy woes. Deep? Pace slips or light bonk hits. Woozy, weak, foggy, like your sports car running on fumes. That everything's fine then nope fatigue? Spot on for newbies. First 2 to 7 days. Toughest here, but adaptation cuts end slumps. By 2 to 7 weeks, a Frontiers in Nutrition study on IF HIT in obese women highlights fat-free mass gains and strength boosts. Short-term, nitrogen balance holds, preventing muscle nibble. Long-term, sustained endurance without impairment. Value, electrolyte up. It's the habit hack that saves sessions, fueling your commitment to smarter fasting. Comment minute 50 if you've battled that endgame fatigue and won. Over 60 minutes, true endurance where fuel, water, and salts dictate survival. Prolonged, stress amps, recovery drags, and overeating lurks post. Eaten, best for volume. 4 to 12, zone 2 doable. Deep, bonk risk high unless adapted. Think that car grinding gears. The marathon drag turning epic? Timeline reviews show IF exercise drops weight 2 to 7% medium term. Short, elevated post-fat oxidation. Long, lipid improvements, anti-aging autophagy. Takeaway, slot near eating windows, build sustainable grit. One important note, if you're on diabetes meds, pregnant, or have heart conditions, don't freestyle this. Talk to a clinician, as changes can happen fast and affect medication needs. Quick side road, the HIT or heavyweights detour, anytime. High intensity craves carbs. Fat can't match speed. Eaten, PRS flow. 4 to 12. Warm longer, ease in. Deep, wall likely. Meta-analyses note performance varies, but metabolic diffs shine. A Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics review nails it. IF exercise slashes fat mass 2 to 9%, preserves lean with resistance, boosts VO2 max. Short term, insulin perks in days, energy in weeks. Long, cardiometabolic wins, no performance hits. Ditch the rush, embrace the switch. Your body's begging for this upgrade. Feel that pull? It's time to test drive. Bottom line, mixing intermittent fasting with exercise can turbocharge your fat burn, boost metabolic flexibility, and keep you zooming like that tuned-up sports car if you ditch bad habits like skimping on hydration or overpushing. Listen to your body, adapt smart, and rev up safely for real wins. I hope these insights bring some real value to your routine. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button below and subscribe to spread the word. Let's help more folks protect their health. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway, like Minute 10 Bonk Survivor, and share how you're ditching those bad habits.